Hi everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and this is another video for our cowl. So we are going to be making a square in this video again. So remember, we have part A, which is lines, and then this is part B, which is squares, and we're on to the second week. So this week we are making the spring square, and while before we made a square that was completely enclosed, where it was the winter square, and I said, that's warmer because obviously in the winter it's cold, we keep everything closed. In the spring we start opening up things and we see the sun come out again, see? And so this is why I call this the spring square. So you will have to make, in your own colorway, you will have to make 6 of these squares. Okay, so today I am, there's also the diagram for you to use as well in the pattern. And of course there's a link to the pattern underneath. So today I have my chunky yarn, I have a bigger hook, so I can show you quite clearly what we are doing. So let's get started. Round 1, slip knot, SK is slip knot. Chain 4, so close your slip knot around your hook and you chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then you are going to slip stitch to make a circle, so that means you go into the first chain here, and you pull through the yarn, through the circle, through the first chain, and then through the loop on your hook. And you've made a circle. Round 2, chain 2, 1, 2, this is going to count as your stitch. Then we are going to do 11 double crochets in the circle. So double crochets, yarn over, into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we are going to do that 11 times. And as you can see, I am trying to take this end along with me so that I can use that to tighten up my hole. Okay, there we go. The reason why we do 11 is because, yes, indeed, that chain counts as a stitch. And in a moment, with the slip stitch that we are going to do to finish the round, we are going to lay a nice V over the chain. So let me just count: 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 and 11. There we go. So let me just show you how I count again. So counting the V's: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These 2 I skip because those are the chain. So you skip those, you go under this V here, and now you do a slip stitch, and that slip stitch is going to form the top of that chain there and turning it into what looks like a proper double crochet. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we are going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So the next stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1. So then it says repeat all the way around, so from star to star. So we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch. There we go, and a chain 1. 1 double crochet in the next stitch and a chain 1. 1 double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1. And this is a way, something split there, this is a way of doubling your stitches, because we're doing 2 stitches per stitch, a double crochet and a chain, and of creating holes as well. So we're making that little sun in the middle of our square that's coming out again a little bit more in the springtime. So we work our way around the square, each time doing a double crochet and a chain one. Right, so I have come to the last stitch, so I've done my chain one here. That was like automatic that I did that. And then here in my next stitch I already have that chain coming out, and that chain is going to count as my stitch. So I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go to the third chain that we did, and that is where I'm going to carefully pick up the 2 V's of that third chain, so leaving one loop behind there. I don't know whether you can see it, just there, yeah. And I am going to do my slip stitch into that chain. There we go. So this is the middle of my square. It's a little bit bowly, but once you've done, look, once I've tightened this up a bit, it's better, and once I've done the rest of my square, it will be fine. So we are now ready to turn our circle into a square. So we are going to chain 2, round 4 it says chain 2, then 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So of course we've got those chains now, so what we are going to do is we're going to work round the chain space for this stitch, then into the double crochet for the next one, around and into. Okay, so we have to make sure we do 4 stitches, but of course we've got the double crochet, we've got the chain which counts as a double crochet, so you do 5 stitches on the side. Okay, now we are ready to do a corner. So around the next chain space it says place 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. So treble is yarn over twice into this chain space, and you will be doing these corners in a chain space every time, so make sure that you are. If you're not, then you've done something wrong somewhere. Okay, so 2 trebles, there we go, 2 chains, yarn over into the same chain space, because we have to do another 2 trebles. There we go. Okay, and then here we start doing our double crochets again. So 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches it says. So this is the first stitch, around the chain space for the second stitch, the third into the stitch again, the fourth around again, and then the 5th will be into the double crochet again. Sometimes I pick up a little bit more than just that little V, just to make sure that my stitch is going to stay where I want it to stay. Sometimes, look, it might just move and make a hole. Here I've gone a bit more and look, it doesn't move. So I've sort of gone into the body of the stitch a little bit there. Okay, just a tip. And then we are going to do that corner again, because that's where we're at. So, and it says repeat from star to star. So you go back, and then it says around the next chain space place the 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. So that's what I am going to be doing here. And there we go, 2 chains. Yeah. No, that's into the chain space. Yeah, not into the stitch. There we go. Yarn over twice into that chain space. There we go. Okay, so we are well on our way to squaring up our circle and to flattening our little bowl shape that we had earlier. And once again, we are going to have to do 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So you start in the double crochet around the chain space, in the double crochet around the chain space, and 1 more in the double crochet. And then we're there again, ready to do that corner. So around the chain space you are going to do the 2 trebles, the 2 chains, and the 2 trebles. Of course, you are doing this in your DK. I was just thinking how chunky this feels, you know, how much bigger my movements are and everything, but you are doing these in your DK wool. Okay, so then we are back to doing our 5 double crochets on the side. There we go. How many is that? 4. Yeah, and then 1 more here into that double crochet. See, you start knowing what you're doing surely, because you've done already 6 of this type before. So this one is slightly different, but it's still the same principle. And then it says do another corner in the chain space of 2 trebles, two chains and 2 trebles. So let me get on with that. 2 chains, and there we go, 2 trebles. There we go. Okay, and that's brought me to that first chain that we did. We are going to skip this one, go under this V here, and do our slip stitch. There we go. Okay, and look at that, it's actually lying flat and it has become a square. Magic. Okay, oops. Okay, I was getting overexcited then. Right, so the next round is going to be chain 2. So we're at round 5, chain 2, 1 double crochet in the next 6 stitches. So that will bring you to the end of this side here. Three, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Then it says in the corner chain space, place 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. So that is always going to be our corner. 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. Of course, we used the trebles in the previous round to help us square up our circle, but now there's no need for that anymore. And then 1 double crochet along the side. That means 1 double crochet into the next, is it 9 or 8? 9 stitches. Okay, so 9 stitches along the side. And you're going to repeat this basically for every side. So it says repeat another 2 times because we kind of started in the middle there. So another corner here. Corners are 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. And then we are doing our 9 on the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There we go. Right, now again we have a corner. And in the corner chain space we do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. Then we are ready again for our side, so 1 double crochet in the next 9 stitches. Oh dear. things seem to be splitting. Right, okay, here we go. Let's make it to the end, shall we? Yep. And then it says in the corner chain space, place another 2 double crochets, 2 chains and 2 double crochets to make a corner, of course. There we go. Okay. And now we have 2 stitches left here, so we are going to do 2 double crochets, and we are doing a slip stitch, and this should bring us to 60 stitches. There we go. Okay, so for round 6 we are going to start with a chain 2, then we are going to do 1 double crochet in the next 8 stitches. That will bring us to the corner space. So let's get going. Oops. Okay. Yep. Getting there. Okay. Right, so here we are. Then we are going to do the corners again. So 2 double crochets, 2 chains and 2 double crochets. There we go. Then along the side, this time we are doing 13 stitches. So 1 double crochet in the next 13 stitches. There we go. I always want to look whether it sort of looks right, you know, so I need to sort of make sure that it's actually squaring up and staying square and that you haven't missed a corner and things like that. So it's important to just do that quickly. There we go. There we are. See? Look. And now we are ready again for another corner. So 2 double crochets, 2 chains and 2 double crochets. I have to admit, I have enjoyed making these squares. You know, they're a little bit different, starting off from being a circle, then turning them into a square, and then just consolidating them with 2 more rounds, you know. I've really enjoyed, you know, sort of trying to come up with something that was simple enough and more straightforward enough, you know, but that I could offer in various versions. So this is a second version really of the same square. And guess what? I have 2 more versions up my sleeve for the next 2 weeks. So that is going to be exciting to see if we can actually manage to make those as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about this square because it is simple, it is straightforward, but yet we are able to make 4 versions of it, all in the same color. I thought about doing them in different colors, but I thought no, under my sort of motto these days of let's keep things simple, I just thought one color is going to be the thing to do. So yes, I am forging on here, but I am sure that by now you also will know what to do. Hopefully you have printed off the pattern, or you've got it on your iPad or on a screen or something like that, and you can read it, but there is a diagram as well which will show you quite clearly what to do as well. And yeah, so this really last row is the same as all the other squares, but yeah, I think it's something that, you know, yes, there is a variation in it, but there is also a familiar part, so you can forge on and crochet ahead. Crochet to your heart's content and forge on. That's what I was trying to say, I think. Okay, so I'm nearly there. Right, so then we do the last corner, and then you have to finish this sort of first side as well. So it's 4 double crochets that you have to do this time to finish this side. Skip these 2 chains and go into, there we go. Okay, so this is the finished square. Cut off your yarn and do your invisible weaving. What I tended to do is quickly take this to the back with my hook like so, and then pull it through this one as well. Of course, showing it on video is a little bit awkward, but that's what I've tended to do, and then that's ready for sewing in later on. Okay. So that is what you are making this week. 6 spring squares in the graphite or the grape colorway, depending on which color you are making. Don't forget, you're also doing lines on your other piece of work, and that was in the previous video. So that's what you should be making this week as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Bye!